I picked, let's guess, I don't know, maybe it's something we're named after, Super Smash Brothers Melee. I picked that as my number 2. That is my favorite.
Brothers.
Are you actually for real?
Oh,
is this a troll? Or are you actually serious?
Uh-oh.
I think he's being serious.
I'm serious. Are you actually being genuine that you think Melee is the worst Smash Brothers?
Wow.
I didn't say it's the worst. It's not as good as people say.
It's amazing. What are you saying?
It's good.
That game is like, it's the most polished, like good feeling Smash Brothers that there is. 100% it is.
Oh, all right. I guess Mario's gonna tear.
Oh,
you cut out. You cut out. I promise it wasn't me.
Mario tore us apart so much he got his mic ripped out.
Kay ripped it out because he insulted our brand. There you
Jason,
go.
we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
You're silent.
Kay's under your desk pulling cables there. So yeah, there you go.
That's what you get for bad-mouthing Melee.
Exactly.
I think Brawl is the worst Smash personally, and I think Ultimate is the best.
Carl thinks Brawl is better.
No, I don't know that's true because I don't believe that opinion. I believe Melee is the best Smash Brothers.
Brawl had Subspace Emissary, which is something that should have stuck around, but they changed it out.
I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I do like that mode, but I don't want to like debate too hard when Jason's like, I can't do anything right now.
Yeah. I still can't hear you. Jason, I will scream when I can hear you. Currently, we still cannot hear you.
Are we back?
Yes.
There. Yes. Hi.
Yes.
We're
good. We're good.
Okay, what were you saying? And then I'll go on my autistic rant.
I said I think Mario is going to be the thing that tears Kay and me apart.
I think so too. I really do think so because I do think Melee is the best Smash Brothers. That is an answer I'm very, very confident on. Perfect size for the amount of characters in that game. Every single character feels great. You get into the later games and they change the weight class a little bit. They change how characters move. Then you get to a point where they add too many characters. The characters feel like they're like very mismatched. I think Melee is just the perfect size. The levels look great. Soundtrack is amazing. Just everything about it is fantastic. I love the trophy system. This is like one of the best intros. I do think Ultimate's like musical lyrical intro is the best out of every Smash Brothers.
And the best Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
no, I disagree with that opinion entirely, but I will say that the actual musical intro for Ultimate is the best, but Melee as a whole rounded product is the strongest out of the series. I do not agree with the Ultimate argument. I think it's really silly. The weights feel so off.
Oh no!
Oh, I killed that one.
Melee, it's both of them.
We lost them both again. No.
See, because they lost me because I was right. Now they're losing this because this is wrong. So now this is my turn to make sure Kay is wrong because she can't come back at me. So James was right, and now Angry Canadian and Nerdy Neo. Are you guys Smash Brothers super fans as well?
Yeah, I'm
maybe.
a big Smash Brothers fan.
There we go. So now my question is to both of you. If we were to play a Smash Brothers game, what are we playing it for? Are we playing it for competitiveness or are we playing it for the characters?
The characters.
So then Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the best game because those characters in that game, you can't, like, they're the best. All the characters in that game, you cannot, that will never happen again. Like, you can't make another game with Cloud. You can't make another game with Sora. You can't make another game with those guys, Ken and Ryu. Those guys will be in that game and only in that game. So if they make another Smash Brothers, we'll never get what we got.
No, I totally agree with you with the roster. Like, you have all these amazing characters you get to play as. I mean, we had Banjo, right, and King K. Rool. But I can understand Kay's point of view, whereas like Melee felt like such a more compact game. Like, it's not this massive game like Ultimate is, so it's like it's more achievable to like play through Melee and manageable. Yeah, but no, I agree. Like, Ultimate has an amazing roster. I have every single amiibo on my shelf, and that was like a 10-year project, collecting all of those amiibos. So I agree. I love Ultimate for the characters. I don't know about the gameplay as much, especially since they update it. Right, they always seem to update. They'll tweak things here and there, whereas like Melee has always stayed the same, and I think Brawl has always stayed the same as well.
But again, I mean, yes, I mean, I'm from the fighting game community. Yes, Smash Brothers is a fighting game. Yes, I get, but again, we're here to play it as fun, and I want to play these crazy matchups. I want to see Ridley versus, Sephiroth. I want to see Donkey Kong versus, Ken. I want to see all the Swords characters that are from Fire Emblem that, Kay's not here, so I can make fun of Fire Emblem. I'm not the biggest fan of. But I want to see all these Sword characters from that game go against, every other character from the Mario world, from Peach, from Rosalina, from, Daisy's, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a Smash Brothers Ultimate fan, and I think it's fun because of the characters, because again, I'm playing it for the characters.
Yeah.
Not for the gameplay.
I think another thing you can say too is if you were gonna introduce people to Smash, and it's not competitive, just for fun, like a party game, 100% I would choose Ultimate over Melee because Melee is like very technical, and it's just not something that like I can comfortably give to a brand new person to try out. So Ultimate would definitely win. It's more user friendly, and then you're just having fun with it. You're not like being super competitive with it.
And that's what Smash is. Okay, I didn't say anything bad about Fire Emblem. I didn't say anything bad about anything.
I totally believe you. Like, Melee is just, it's got the best charm out of any Smash Brothers. The way the combat feels is perfect. The size of the team is perfect. The levels are perfect. The music is perfect. I can't stress it enough how good that game feels. And that, to this day, the preferred way to play Melee, or sorry, any Smash Brothers game, I should say, is with the GameCube controller. And Melee is the one that's built the best around the GameCube controller because that is what it's native to.
And they made this controller, and it's just as good.
No, it's not. You're lying. It's not.
I'm not lying.
No. There's no way. The GameCube is the best way to play.
Wait. What controller? Everything's breaking
He
apart.
showed the Pro controller.
The Pro controller is great, but I will give the point to Kay on the GameCube controller. Feels wonderful.
It's not bad.
Smash.
I love it. I agree on that.
Smash Brothers is built around the GameCube controller, and Melee is the one that brought that.
So... Ultimate is great with the GameCube controller.
It is. I mean, I love the GameCube. Yeah. So I mean, I love the GameCube controller. So if you give me a GameCube controller, I love that too. So I can't.
The points I will give to Ultimate, because I do still think there are good things about it, is I do love like the soundtrack mode in it. You have so much access. I love that you can change the battlefield to a certain style and you can randomize it to any level. And I do like the characters that are in it. It's obviously the biggest Smash Brothers. I have an issue with how they all match up against each other because I think it's similar to when you get into games like Overwatch and stuff like that, where you introduce too many characters and then there's like mismatches and it changes the pace of the game completely. But I do think like if you're looking for the best roster in terms of like characters you could never play anywhere else, yeah, Ultimate wins that part. But at the end of the day, like Melee is just the best feeling one. They nerfed Ganondorf, for example, in the newest one. Ganondorf doesn't feel good at all anymore. And he wasn't like the best character, but he was still playable. Every single character in Melee, the best version of that character is in Melee.
But you can still play as Ganondorf. Like, this is coming from a fighting game guy.
It's a
I know.
You're a fighting game fan. You're a fighting game fan. If anyone's going to understand it, it's you. You're a fighting game fan.
So who cares if they nerf a character? Play another one.
It's a fighting game. That's the whole point of the fighting game. If I pick a character and they don't move as well as they would in another version, why would I play this version of the game? What?
So you're okay. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. So if you play Street Fighter 2 and Zangief sucks, and then you go to Street Fighter 3, he's not in the game, are you going to play Street Fighter 3?
Well, that part, I mean, whatever. If the character's not there, the character's not there.
But
if there's the best version of that character, I'm going to play the game with the best version of that character.
But is Street Fighter 2 a good game?
I'm not going to play a nerfed version of a character. Okay,
but then you don't want to play Street Fighter 4 where Zangief's back, or like Ken or anybody's like that's back. Like, there's other games you could play with other characters that become better. Doesn't mean the game before that or after that's bad.
But like half of the roster feels off. It's not like it's just one character that they botched. It's like a majority of the roster that feels awful when you're playing it. And by the way, the actual like prioritization between hits is off as well. You do attacks in Melee and it always makes sense when you hit who gets hit first, even if you strike at the same time, what the damage weight is to it. So like if you get 10 damage versus 100 damage, whatever it might be, how you fling out of the level, how you recover from the level makes more sense in Melee. When you get to Ultimate, there's times where like people are like 300 damage and they're still able to return it. It's like, this makes no sense whatsoever. And then sometimes you're sent flying with like 20%. Sometimes you're not sent flying with 100%. And then the actual like priority for the attack, it's like half the time you're using like similar attacks, and the heavier attack, which should do the more damage and win over, doesn't win. That doesn't make sense to me. And that is all in Ultimate.
But this is where, I hope this, whoever watches this in the VOD, this is why Smash Brothers, yes, it's a fighting game, but it's a party game. It's a party fighting game.
Oh, the party argument. Uh-oh.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, this is why one of the main reasons I hate Brawl is that Brawl feels like garbage.
Okay,
No, but
look, you can make the argument that it fits in super well as a party game. You can make the argument that it doesn't quite hit the same niches, whatever you want to say, as like a typical fighting game. I can agree on that. It's kind of its own genre that no other series is quite hammered down, right? But this is also a staple in the fighting community. And to this day, what do they play? They play pretty much a basic version of Melee. They enhance it a little bit, but it's still Melee. That is in the competitive scene the game that people go back to. It's just an enhanced version of Melee.
Unless Nintendo doesn't want it there. But that's
okay, and then when Nintendo doesn't want it there, then you just play Melee.
Right. No, they don't even want, I mean, Melee's not even allowed in fighting games really either. Like, but that's just me being spiteful. I think yes.
But Smash Brothers is like one of the biggest competitive scenes to exist.
Right, because of Nintendo being the biggest thing out there.
It has nothing to do with the characters. Nintendo. It's a fantastic series. Like it's amazing. What are you saying? What?
I'm saying if Nintendo wasn't such a big conglomerate with all their great characters and all these guest characters, I don't think Smash would be as big in the fighting game community as it is.
I completely disagree. I don't think there's any motivation of people. I guess that's all pick choice words because I'm on your guys' channels. Come to my channel later to hear me say what I actually am going to say aggressively in very vulgar language.
Well, tomorrow's going to be fun.
I will say. No, you know what? I'm going to leave this point. I'm just going to say that Melee is the perfect competitive game. It is. And they're not, and like people don't love the game necessarily because it's Nintendo. It feels good. The characters are great, sure, but you could palette swap that. I mean, look at how many stupid Fire Emblem characters are in the newest one. People still like that game, even if I don't agree with that opinion. So it doesn't have, and like how many non-Nintendo IPs are in the newest ones too. People still play them. So I don't think it's purely on
Melee
that.
or that Project M or whatever that thing is called that gets Brawl up to Melee standards.
Well, that one technically does win, but I don't consider it an official game because it's not like it's a mod, right? So I don't consider that a proper answer. But it's literally just taking Melee and polishing it up to be to the standard that fighting games like the community wants, right? So the basis is Melee, though. At the end of the day,
I played that a little bit. That you're talking about for Brawl.
Yeah,
and, I was a big fan of Ganondorf in Brawl, and then what that Project M like totally nerfed him, so I wasn't a fan of that.
Oh, really?
Project M Samus is amazing because you can swap out the missiles from regular to ice missiles, and then all your attacks become ice attacks as well. Like her normal fire attacks or ice attacks, and it just made her a lot more fun to play with.
Angry Canadian, I like what you said in the chat. Persona being added to Smash was cancer. Same with Minecraft. I 100% agree.
Mention that because Carl said that Joker and Ultimate makes it better than Melee, and then Angry Canadian is saying that Persona and the Minecraft characters work.
Here's what's great. They're DLC characters, and I didn't buy them, so they're not in my version. Thank you, Nintendo. I gave you less money to make it a superior game by leaving out Minecraft.
That's a whole other debate that I'm not going to get in on this stream. But regardless, I will say that, like, yeah, I mean, if you want to pick whatever character in the world to play, Ultimate is the best version for you because you get to play so many different characters. You don't get to play any other versions. But on the actual basis of how the game feels, the best fighter out of all of them is Melee.
I will agree. If we're playing just for mechanics,
that's my argument. That's my argument. It's the best out of all of them.
I'm not playing Smash Brothers for mechanics. I'm playing for characters.
Can I
that's
play
why
for
Ultimate's
Spirit
better.
mode? That's why I love Ultimate.
Mode
Spirit mode
sucks.
It's the best thing ever to come out of Smash. It's why I love that game. It's so fun.
Hold on. Spirit mode is awful.
It's the only reason it's the best one.
It's awful.
It's so fun.
The trophy system was better in Brawl.
Spirit mode did suck.
I love it. I hate.
I think Spirit mode is awesome.
Do you do?
Okay, well, you're.
I'm just siding with you, James. I have no idea what it is because I haven't played it.
You would probably like it because you're a crazy completionist, and there is so much to complete in Spirit mode. It's so fun. I love my side modes in fighting games. Spirit mode it reminds me a little bit of Conquest, which is probably why I like it so much.
I have no idea what Spirit mode is. I was just.
It's the unique mode in Ultimate. It's the story mode, and everyone dies in the whole universe except for Kirby because he's literally a god eater. And then you just are going in this big, huge map, and you're slowly reviving all the characters that have been killed, and you collect
it's Universe's version of Subspace Emissary.
Yes.
Wait,
I don't know.
Do you like this because you're like a Mortal Kombat 9 fan or something, or like?
I like it because I'm a Mortal Kombat Deception fan, and it reminds me of Conquest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat,
but it's so fun, and it adds even more cameos and references. And you collect all these cards, and the cards can assist you in battles, and the battles are all unique. And you bring in like these assist trophies. You level them up. You can turn off the game, and they keep leveling up because you can send them to like Mike Tyson's Punch Out gym to go train. It's lovely. It's so good. It took me like 70 hours and I'd play it again. So that's why Ultimate's my favorite. It's solely because of that mode.
There's bits and pieces of each like Smash Brothers that is awesome, right? Like there's not really a game in the series where I'm like, oh, like this one is like terrible. I love every single one, even the Wii U one, which I would say is probably the weakest one out of all of them, besides the N64 version. Like the N64 version, people have nostalgia for, but ultimately it's just like it's not that great of a game. But like. Yeah, again, I don't know. I'm just going to keep arguing on it. But to me, with this game particularly, I think the mechanics are the most important thing. Therefore, Melee is the best.
Oh, Adam wants to start a fight. PlayStation All-Stars is better than Smash.
No, I don't agree.
That's one thing we can agree on, right? Like, nobody actually likes that game. I know that game because of Sweet Tooth. So.
I will say, I wish PlayStation All-Star was good. I wish.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could... Why they botched it. You could just be like copy and paste. Okay, we have all these cool PlayStation characters. We can get really good guest characters as well. Just get up to a certain percentage and knock them out. Not, hey, we got to get to a percentage and then, hey, you got to do a special to knock them out.
Literally every, like 99% of the hits you do in that game don't matter. It's all just a grind for your special attack. It's so stupid.
It is. Yep.
If I can quickly address Cult of Carl's question in chat about the Fire Emblem and Melee crossover, if that's okay. So yeah, pretty much what happened with that is that Roy's game was out, but it's only out in Japan. Fire Emblem 7, which is with the parents, was the first one to come out in North America. And so it was actually a marketing tactic to sell Fire Emblem 7. It wasn't a tactic to sell 6. Just to clarify that, because I saw Angry Canadian also trying to figure out what was going on. But as far as I know, it was marketing to like sell that game to North America.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Nerdy Neo, Doom guys technically in Smash Ultimate, kind of not really. So there you go.
Oh, because of the Mii costume.
The Mii thing. I have a little baby Doom guy. He's adorable, and he goes and punches people.
Okay, anyways, everyone has 2s to go still, so
that was the longest 2 ever.
I don't even remember what everyone's 2 was.